Divine Masculine, you need to open your eyes. Are you really that blind? Do you see everything that's around you? Or do you not want to see it? Maybe it's because you are looking into a mirror. The woman you are involved in a relationship / marriage, could be either, is your biggest life lesson. How does it feel to love somebody with your whole entire being and them reject you? To not care about you? Why do you feel like behaving so bad was so good until it happened to you? People have loved you in your life, even if it was just one, and you threw them away. Now that you're on the other side of the table, you want to play the victim. When you look at your karmic partner, the woman you are with, you are looking into a mirror image of how you've treated women, or the woman that truly tried to love you. Only this time it is you. You are staying in a toxic environment and relationship. You're calling it love when it's really codependency. It's not love. Couldn't be any further from love, but it's what you've perceived to believe love. It's because it's what you grew up thinking that was love. Because it's what you were taught, what you were shown. You want to walk away, but you see divorce and or separation as a failure. You don't want people to know you made a mistake. You self-sabotage anything pure that has tried to come into your life because it was so unfamiliar to you. It only happened once, but it was love and you know it. That's why you walked away. You weren't ready, so the universe served you with your karma in the flesh. Understand, you are not a victim, only a victim of the circumstances you created. Now it's time to go back to your childhood and heal that little toddler. Let him know he is not what happened to him. And it's okay to not carry that hurt anymore. Next, you need to look at all the bad you've put into the world and realize you are just now getting it all back. He is learning the lesson that they are there to teach you. You got to choose you and let go of everything in your past, including traumas, anything of that sort. That person will be used to hurt you until you do. Then you got to not repeat the same mistake when you leave. You know, which could be like mentality, you know, anything like that. And I don't think you want that. You need to stop looking at your ex, the divine feminine, and being mad that she healed and she chose herself. She did what you are going to be forced to do. Now it's time for you. How much longer do you need to suffer? Haven't you had enough? The misery will end when you want it to. The day you choose you. Okay, like what's really sticking out to me is like I'm seeing, you know, like a childhood where, you know, the relationships around you were really toxic there could have been like a lot of alcoholism, you know, abuse to maybe, you know, your grandma, your grandpa, you know, however, whichever way it went. Maybe you watched your parents fight, or, you know, they divorced, and now you don't want to. You seen what you were shown to be love was actually the total opposite. I feel like the women in your family, and I'm not saying everybody, it's not a bad thing. Well, it is a bad thing, but I don't mean it like in a bad way. Anyway, I feel like they were very codependent, stayed with abusive men, and just for stability. And I feel like you repeated this, you know, generational curse is what I call it. And that's what you're doing right now, because that's what you were shown was love. Like, and it's not love, but it's all you've ever known. So you need to like reprogram like your way of thinking, because what the situation you're in right now is not love. You know, it's codependent. You guys are pretty much trauma bonding. I feel like you guys came together because of the pains that you carry. So it's like a trauma bond. And, you know, you need to be real with yourself. I feel like you know it. Like you don't even want to be there. Like, but you're fighting it. I don't want to be wrong. I don't want them to know I was wrong, is what I'm hearing. It's not even about being right and wrong. It's about learning the lesson. And I know your childhood was really rough. I can see it. You know, it's like I feel like you witnessed a lot of abuse, you know, verbal and physical. A lot of alcoholism was in your family. A lot of codependency. A lot of just toxic love that wasn't love at all. So you need to realize like that wasn't love, and where I'm at is not love either. And I know I deserve love, even though I've, you know, made my mistakes and put a lot of bad out. That doesn't mean that's who I am forever. I can change this. I can break this in my DNA by choosing me, by showing, you know, my future kids or kids that you have, your nieces, nephews, you can show them like, no, you know, like let's say you went into a marriage for money. You're like, no, you know what? I'm going to get a divorce because there's no love here. No real love here. So when you leave that person, if that's the case, you're going to show them that money isn't everything, and that's not what makes you happy. So a lot of people are going to follow in your tracks. I don't think you know how big of an influence you have, but just making this decision and choosing you is going to help, you know, your nephews, your future kids, your kids, even people older than you will be influenced to leave toxic place, you know, relationships, because they're going to witness you doing it. The whole key is, even though, you know, we all put bad into the earth, we can still turn around and be the best person, the best versions of ourselves. Like I said, we are not, you know, we're not our mistakes. Making a mistake isn't a bad thing. It's realizing it was a mistake and not repeating like the same toxic behavior. Because we know we're doing some, 9 times out of 10, like, you know when something isn't right, but you do it anyway, and then it bites you in the ass, and you're like, damn. We all make mistakes. We've all been bad in somebody's story. However, it is about learning, healing, and not repeating the same thing. So I know with my experience, like, I did not want to let go. You know, like, as far as me and my DM, I was like, no. Like, I love him. He's the other half of me. You know, I want to fight, and I fought for so long to the point where it was him or me, and I had to go. And it was hard, you know, but today, over a year later, I choose me in every situation. I don't carry a lot of hate in my heart anymore. Like, I know what not to go put out into the earth because I don't want to get it back. Like, you know, there's a lot of growth in it, but as long as you stay in those toxic environments and keep doing the same thing and not making any changes in our lives and staying in the victim mentality, it really becomes like a mental prison. And, you know, it just leaves you toxic. Like, you know, need to do the healing work and be willing to look at you, you know, what you do, you know, what brought me here, what's keeping me here, and choosing you is the beginning of healing. So what I get with this is take off the mask. Don't give two fucks about what people have to say about your situation. They're not the ones living in hell, is what I heard. And choose you. Money can be made. Life is too short to spend it miserable just because you want to wear a mask or you're scared for people to know that you made a mistake. You got to choose you. You have to love you. And don't hold too much resentment for your karmic partner because they're doing their job as who they are. Just like when they go in the next relationship, their partner is going to teach them some lessons for how they did you. But it's all part of the awakening process. Don't, you know, just realize, hey, I'm learning my lessons. Okay, Divine Masculine, this has been a channeled message. Much love. Bye.